Well, percenters, welcome back to 1424 basketball training, where the goal is to take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. In this video, I'm going to watch Damian Lillard's training or workout, and then Jeremy Lynn's weight room workout, and kind of compare and see what's going on with these two different athletes, and see what they're up to, compare and contrast, and just give you thoughts in general. So let's start with Dame time. So he's in the boxing ring. I told you from all the teaching tapes, right? Dame is very surgical. I call him a surgical sniper or a surgeon on the court. And so boxing, if you know anything about boxing, they call it the sweet science. It's very technically sound. It's very sharp. So when this guy throws his arms up, it's signaling to attack, boom. So it's hitting him with a combo. So that looks like I don't claim to know a lot about boxing. That looks like a left jab, a hook, and then a cross. So this combination. And so what boxing does, it teaches you about how to use your body together, how to use your legs, turn your torso for power. Here we go. This is a back extension machine. Little tidal tank here, right? A side extension leaning over and then exploding up. So he's going slow on the way down. So he's going slow on the way down and he's exploding on the way up. The variability of this water, right? It throws the momentum. If you see me working out in my gym, I have the WEC method little club. It looks like this. Right, and I swing it around, and there's little beads in this thing. So when you swing it around, it shakes all over the place. You can get a similar effect if you don't have a tidal tank. If you don't have a tidal tank, you can just use a few, a 5-gallon jug of water and get a very, very similar feel. So these are side extensions for the obliques or the side abs. This is a hydraulic tension, so air tension, right? These little pistons in the back, and then he's working his hip flexors, right? So he's pulling up, and that's going to increase his vertical by strengthening up. Those hip flexors are going to make him a lot faster. I like this a lot. If you guys have a TRX, you can simulate something like this. You could do this on the lat pull down machine. Okay, he's swinging it back and forth like this, tons of core strength. So this is like a plank. Holding this plank, he's on a Nordic pad. You can loop yourself under something. You can have your teammate hold your feet. Okay, so you're on your knees, put a little pad down, have a teammate hold your feet, and then you can attach some bands or a TRX to a pull-up bar, the backboard or something like that. And then so you maintain this plank, and then you create some dynamic movement. So when I always talk about balance is dynamic, and people think like balance means standing on one leg or being perfectly hip width apart. No, man, it doesn't work like that. Sports is a dynamic balance. You have to understand where your body is in relation to everything that's going on. So your feet might be wide, it might be narrow. It's finding your balance. It's definitely not just standing on these little bubbly things. A while ago I saw LeBron standing on these bubbly things like Dynadiscs. I have that, a Bozu ball, right? It's not just standing on something like that. That's not just balance. It's about dynamic balance, moving your core, moving your limbs around, and understanding your position in space. Spatial awareness, body awareness, core awareness. First thing I noticed, look at his hip mobility. Sitting down, he's in regular shoes, so great hip and ankle mobility. Bunch of NBA players, I guarantee you can't do that. And then just around his head with his shoulders, you've seen me do that with a plate. With the WEC thing, with the clubs, with the mace. So nice low squat here. You guys also see me do that on the slant board. So hip, ankle mobility, everything starts with the ankles and the feet and then into your hips, because it all ends up here. Anything that you have messed up in the shoulders, it'll come back, right? It'll come back into your spine and your hips. Anything that's kind of emanating from the floor up, it's going to come up into your hips. You got bad ankles, it'll show up in your hips or knees. So just a little core work. So this is just, I call these rainbows. So you could do it a landmine. He's holding a pipe here. just ripping it back and forth. So this is very, very good for your core, especially for basketball. If you're ripping the ball across all the time, if you have a weight plate, you can do this in the weight room. I do it with a medicine ball, do it with a heavy ball. More players should be doing this. I've never seen this machine before. Very similar thing here. So you can do this again with a landmine attachment. What is this? Proteus. This is awesome. So this is just, it looks like a machine, a really high-tech landmine. So you can get similar, oh, that's it. So you can get a similar motion, okay, if you stand low or if you're on your knees and using a battle rope, which is more accessible to a lot of you guys. So just swing this thing back and forth. If you have heavy chains, back and forth. Even if you have just resistance bands, if you wave it back and forth, you'll get this type of inertia. There's also another thing that I've done. I've done a very, very similar. You can get a similar effect if you have resistance bands, right? Attach it to your pole or whatever, right? Put the resistance band, you're standing over here, and then put a plate, a small 5-10 pound plate in the middle, and then you just vibrate this thing, rotate back and forth like Dame Lillard, and you're gonna get this crazy like core effect. So if you don't have access to these crazy machines like this where you're flipping something back and forth. So I can understand why Damian Lillard looks a lot more athletic and explosive in his third, I don't know what, 8th season. Go compare to how high he jumps and how quick he moves when he's younger, right? So the way he's been training his body has been very effective to make him more athletic. So let's go to Jeremy Lin. Jeremy Lin, I think they're about the same age. Jeremy Lin's playing some pickup ball here. These guys aren't very athletic or good. You can just tell by their height. All right, Jeremy Lin shooting long range. This is very slow, right? Deep, low go range. And you can see when he shoots, he's muscling these up. The ball moving very slow. Like this ball, the acceleration of the arms is very slow. So he's using tons of leg strength here to power this thing up. The quicker your arms go, accelerate your arms, accelerate your arms. There, that one looked a little bit smoother. Landmine, okay, trap bar attachment. This looks like 45, 25, maybe like close to 200 pounds here. He's on a plate. It's a little bit off balance, like he's barely on there. He's just coming up and driving up. Some of this mechanics, his knees are going in a little bit here, feet are pointing out. He's going down pretty slow, so he might be building up the way down, the loading phase. So when you're going down, maybe he's building up his eccentrics, right? And then he's trying to explode here. If you're really trying to explode and work on explosive power, this needs to be way lighter so he can move the weight actually a lot quicker. If he's building the brakes, then I understand why he's going so slow. Okay, so you guys see me doing this all the time, rear foot elevated squat. This thing looks light, man. That looks like 10, 15 pounds in each hand. This position doesn't even look good. Like he needs to move his foot back a little bit more. So he's really, the weight is on his heels here. So the weight should be going to the thighs and the butt. Maybe he doesn't have enough ankle mobility to move back. I don't know. Let me see. Rear foot elevated split squat 5 second long. So this is what I was saying in the other one, right? He's building the brakes. So here the weights look similar. Maybe this is, I don't even know what my own weight things are called. That's not very heavy. It's like 20 pounds, 20 to 30 pounds in each hand. 5 second decline again. I could already see like, so his knees are already going in. So he's getting this. So he has what Anthony Davis has. So the glute medius on this side is not firing well enough. He needs to get his knee to come out a little bit so it tracks a little bit better. There, you see it go in. He's about to curl this. Yeah. So this is probably, you know, it can't be that heavy if he can bend down and curl that thing. So this knee valgus or this caving in is not what you want, right? So when he's down here, that butt, the glute muscle shuts off. So he's doing the right exercise. It's not completely clean. He should be moving that knee out a little bit more. There's this power push-ups and then landing. That's not bad. So a little bit of explosive strength. Okay. Asymmetric push. So arms are one's on the floor, one's on a pad or a weight, exploding across, and then just landing. So great landing. Not bad. He did 1 or 2. I call these alternating dumbbell rows, spiral rows. I would have him rotate this thing, rotate that hand, but this isn't bad. The weights are probably too big. I would narrow his stance. More trap bar. So this time looks like he's on the floor and then he's having it higher. So now the weights, it's actually less. So it's less than what he was doing earlier. So it looks like this time he's trying to be a little bit quicker. So he's tapping that. And so this one looks like he's more building up the speed portion. So he took off some weights and he raised it so he's not bending as far as the other one. Do I like it? No, I don't really like how his feet are that wide and caving in a little bit. Pull-ups, 1, 2. Well, I can't tell when it's at the beginning or the end. His pull-ups aren't that strong. Or chin-ups. Some dips. It's just one video. But look at the intention behind the workouts. The intention. This is just, you know, just doing stuff and you're getting tired and you're building up some simple muscle. Whereas Dame Lillard is, you know, he looks very goddamn focused and the intensity on his workout is way higher. He's smiling and laughing. Dame is gassed. He's pushing himself. The trainer's yelling at him and pushing him, making sure everything is correct and stuff like that. So number one, intention. Are you what is your intention of your workout? Is it just to get tired? Is it just to show up and lift some weights, move some weights? Or are you actually trying to get better? Are you doing things to make your game better, right? Or are you just, you know, trying to build up some overall general strength? Are you actually focused? Your selection, right? I always talk about selection, right? The magic matrix or the success magic matrix, right? Selection, sequence, right? Order and duration, right? So your trainer or your programmer is choosing what you're doing, right? Is it dips? Is it trap bar dips? Is it boxing? Is it, you know, rotational stuff on the Proteus? What are you doing to improve your game? Are you shooting, you know, deep threes? Are you playing pickup ball? What are you doing, right? This matters so much in how you're going to progress your game. Are they focused on dribbling, squats, you know, all these different things. So selection matters so much in your off-season training, even in your in-season training. So all the information can be out there, but it's really about wisdom and choosing the right things for the right athlete at the right time. So that's all. Just comparing Damian Lillard and Jeremy Lin's workouts. I like Damian Lillard's a lot better. Jeremy Lin's is okay. Until next time, guys, take 14 minutes, 24 seconds, or 1% of your day to get better. Let me know what you guys think. What workouts would be good. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace.